Are you guys ready for one more comedian? Alright, the next comedian is really fun. He's a good friend of mine, so give it up for the one and only Nira Tal!
Still too tall, right? Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah. Good, I'm alright. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm indeed short. True story, I am. But I do have a good excuse. It's not because I'm lazy or something. I actually have a medical condition. It's called pseudo-dwarfism, which basically means I'm like a dwarf. I'm like half dwarf, half not. Like my legs didn't grow into their full potential. Not a joke yet. Fair enough. And sometimes I get the feeling that not all my body parts got the memo. I'm not going to be that tall, like my appetite, or consequently my ass, if you missed it. Don't laugh too hard. It's still my ass. When I was born, the doctors predicted I would be 1.30 meters. But I ended up being 1.5 meters. I told you I'm not lazy, right? Yeah. So in a way you can think of me as a really tall dwarf. It's a genetic disorder. I got it from my dad, and he got it from his dad. And when we used to walk down the street together, people always looked at us. And one day I overheard them whispering and kind of saw them pointing. Hey, look, the circus is coming to town. Sure, you can laugh about it. I don't know how your parents raised you. And it's a harsh realization for a young girl, but an important one nonetheless. I mean, I did start shaving my beard ever since. Yeah, I'm originally from Israel. I moved here like 100 years ago for life. Yeah, and all the rest of my family is still back in Israel. And it's hard because I'm far away and my parents are getting older. And I worry that there's nobody really there to take care of my share of the inheritance. You know what they say, out of sight, out of the will? So I really try to make a point out of it and go visit them as often as possible. Every time I come to their house, something is missing. One time it was the TV, the other time it was the computer. Last time I was there, the piano was gone. And all those missing items somehow find their way to my sister's house. Yes. My mother explained to me that she feels sorry for my sister because life in Israel is much more difficult and my sister works long hours and she can hardly get by. You see, my mother is not really into equality. Like my sister get a TV, I should get a TV. She's more of a socialist, like giving on the basis of needs, which is fine, fair enough, right? But really, my sister can hardly get by, so she needs a piano. And also, what about my needs? Like my need to feel loved by material possessions? Or my primal need to feel that I'm better than my sister? No, but I love my sister, I love her, she's my sister. What are you gonna do, right? And she's nice, although not unconditionally. So my sister is 3 years older than me, and when she learned how to read and I couldn't yet, she would read to me every day for half an hour while on the toilet. So every time my sister needed to poo, I would run and grab a book and take a small bench and I would follow her to the restroom. And I would sit there with my nose just above the toilet bowl and I would scooch over not to miss any of the pictures in the book. And that went on for years. I'm not really sure where my parents were. And I think that really set the tone to our relationship. Like till this day, every time I smell shit, I have to think about my sister. So I moved here for love, that's true, and we got married, and we're married now for 13 years. Thank you. Yeah, I deserve it. Fuck yeah. And notice how I didn't use happily married? And it's not because we're not happy. I mean, we are, sometimes. Like in life, you know. But it's because I don't understand this obsession with happiness. Like everybody wants to be happy. For me personally, most of the time, I just want to be comfortable. But if I will have to describe my marriage, I would say I'm conveniently married. We were watching this film the other day, it's called The Room. It's about a girl that got kidnapped and held hostage for years in a shed of somebody. And look, I understand it's not a romantic comedy, okay? And by no means I think it's the ideal relationship. But I do think she had something going there. She didn't have to work. She could watch TV all day. And she got to have sex on a regular basis. Where do I sign up? But yeah, I'm married now for 13 years and it's a very, very long time. Anybody here also married? No? Nobody? Don't be shy now. Rotterdam. Yes, hello. Oh, you're brave people. How long have you been married? 3 years. Do you still have sex? I don't remember. You do? Once in a while? That's good enough. I mean, so let me ask you, how do you get in the mood? You don't really? Let me give you a tip, okay? I'll tell you what I do. I like to look at our savings account. It gets me right going. Yeah, I married well. I mean, I didn't marry well, it turned out well, like a long-term investment. And it did so well that I don't have to work anymore. I quit my day job. Yeah, it's disgusting. I know, it's disgusting. And also, what type of a feminist am I? You know, I'm raising a young girl, and I don't want her to grow up seeing that women only cook and clean at home. So I don't. I don't clean or cook. I actually hired another woman to do it for us. And also to show my daughter that women can go in the working force. But not working is hard. Yes, I'm going to be not working. Yes, hear me out. It's hard because here's the thing. Now I have all this time, which basically means that I ran out of excuses for not fulfilling myself, for not pursuing my passion. And apparently day drinking is not a passion. So people told me, you know what, Nira, you should use your time, you should use your talent and go volunteering. So I did start doing stand-up. And you are very welcome. I don't really believe in the concept of volunteering. So to begin with, it's not important. Because if it was important, people would pay money for it, right? But fine, I don't need to feel important, I don't. People say that giving money to charity, giving your time volunteering makes you feel good about yourself. And who wouldn't want that, right? But I would like to argue that it's not the pure act of giving that makes you feel good about yourself, it's more who you're giving it to. So let me give you an example, okay? Say you get the knock at the door, and there are two Dutch blonde guys with too much gel in their hair and pink polo shirts, and they're asking for your money to renovate their country club. I'm not sure how you would feel about that type of giving. I think it's not for nothing we tend to give to the less fortunate than us, because when we compare ourselves to them, that's what makes us feel good about ourselves. Long story short, I started volunteering in a refugee camp, and to be honest with you, I don't feel that great. I guess you don't have it as bad as I hoped. I mean, the whole place looks like a holiday. You know, they have grass everywhere and some basketball field. I'm doing arts and crafts with the kids there, and that actually made me feel shittier as a mom. Because I don't do this with my own kids. Maybe goodwill is not for everybody. decide to abort mission whenever they feel right. Be it before birth, after birth, should be up to them, really. I don't understand people that are against abortions. I don't. They do it for religious reasons, right? And I say, why stop there? Why not enforce more biblical laws on the same topic? For example, in Judaism, they have this law that prohibits men from spilling their sperm in vain. Everything okay? Yeah. So this law basically means that every time you ejaculate, you need to give it a purpose. Now, giving your spunk some meaning can be very subjective. I get it. Whatever it means to you. Making a protein shake out of it, brushing your teeth with it, or using it as an air refreshener in the car. Your choice, be creative. Don't just jerk off into your belly button and then soak it with toilet paper and throw it away. Because that would be in vain, eh? But we were talking about something else, right? Oh yeah, my daughter, yeah. So I have one daughter because it's a big responsibility. You want to raise her to be a good person based on your values and ideas, and it doesn't always pan out the way you plan. The other day I come home, my daughter is having tea with the cleaning lady. And when she's done, the cleaning lady is telling her, hey, let's clear the table. Now my daughter is looking straight at her and without even blinking, telling her, aren't we paying you? Now the nerves on that little brother, and for the record, this is not how I raised her. Letting the cleaning lady having tea on the clock. Not on my watch. So now I don't work, I have a lot of time. I spend most of it on Facebook. And not creatively, like adding nature to my story. More disturbingly, stalking people. I have friends on my Facebook I haven't seen or talked to for 20 years. And one of those, I saw she just lost her husband. And it's really tragic. He died in a bike accident and left 2 young children behind. I see you look very concerned. I'm aware it's a comedy show, okay? The story is not about them, it's about me. A lot of people wrote on the widower wall, they sent their love and condolences. Probably people she also didn't talk to for 20 years. And I felt a lot about it, okay? And I'm no hypocrite. I wasn't there for the marriage. I wasn't there when the kids were born. So who am I to all of a sudden pop back into her life in this 15 minutes of fame that she's having now? But on the other hand, I also didn't want to feel like a cold-hearted bitch. That doesn't show any empathy when you see suffering. So I decided to stay true to our relationship and unfriend her. Also, I didn't leave all this sadness on my wall. Yeah. What else can I tell you? You won't know how much time. Perfect. So, before I leave you, I want to show another side of myself. I also have a poetic side. And I did write a song, a poem. I'm not going to sing. And it's called If I Had a Dick. Yeah. If I had a dick, I hope it would be big. And impressive. Enough to end all arguments just by slapping it on the table. If I had a dick, I would wear tight spandex going running, make everyone around me uncomfortable and intrigued. I don't know why I'm thinking about you. Empty my head. Yes, cover yourself. stand up for women's rights because it's trendy and might get me laid. If I had a dick, I would touch myself through my pocket because I'm clever and sneaky and nobody will notice. Thank you very much, guys.